My name is Leah and I'm here to talk to you about vitiligo. Vitiligo is a dermatological condition in which there are appearances of white patches on the skin on many different parts of the body. It could range from either 1 to 2 spots to large areas of depigmentation. Vitiligo is not contagious, and sometimes the depigmentation may be progressive and it may spread rapidly or it may spread slowly. The patches may appear on both the mucous membranes, which are tissues that line the inside of the mouth and the nose, or it could be in the retina, which is the inner layer of the eyeball. Hair that grows on the areas that are infected may turn white, and the spots are usually found on the sun-exposed areas of the body, which include the hands, the feet, the arms, face, and the lips. And generally it appears in one of 3 patterns. One of the patterns is focal, which is limited to only one or a few areas. The second one is segmental, which the patches develop on only one side of the body. And the third is generalized, which is the most common, and it occurs symmetrically on both sides of the body. With incidence and prevalence, vitiligo occurs most often among people who have certain autoimmune diseases. 0.5% to 1% of the world's population have vitiligo, which is around 65 million, and in the U.S. there are 1 to 2 million people who have it. Both sexes and races are equally affected. However, vitiligo is easily noticeable in people who have dark skin. Vitiligo also may be hereditary. 30% of people with vitiligo have a family member who has it as well, and only 5 to 7% of the children who get vitiligo, even if a parent has it, most people don't have vitiligo, like the family history of the disorder. For diagnosis, most people are diagnosed before their 40th birthday, but half of the people who have vitiligo develop vitiligo before the age of 20. The white patches appear because of destruction of the cells that make pigment. Diagnosis is also based on a physical examination, medical history, and lab tests. To confirm, a biopsy of the affected skin may be taken and examined under a microscope. And if the sample shows a complete absence of the pigment-producing melanocytes, then that means that the patient has vitiligo. But if there is a presence of inflamed cells, this may show that the depigmentation is caused by something else. A blood sample may also be taken to check if the blood cell count and the thyroid, to check on the blood cell count and the thyroid function, because vitiligo may be associated with pernicious anemia. For etiology, the cause and the origin of the disease, it is unknown, but there are many different theories of why vitiligo happens. Evidence shows that people with vitiligo inherit a group of 3 genes that makes them susceptible to depigmentation. The most widely accepted view is that the depigmentation happens because vitiligo is an autoimmune disease. Another theory is that the melanocytes destroy themselves, and the final theory that has not been scientifically proven is that single events such as a sunburn or emotional distress can trigger vitiligo. For implications for intervention, vitiligo is not usually harmful medically, but it is definitely emotionally and psychological effects can be devastating for the patient. People can experience emotional distress, and people may feel embarrassed, ashamed, depressed, or worried about how other people may react to their skin. One thing people can do with this disorder is to find a doctor that is easy to talk to and that will provide emotional support for them, as well as help them deal with the depression. Talking with others who have the disorder also may help. And the National Vitiligo Foundation can provide information and refer people to local chapters with support groups. Patients who have vitiligo may also choose to use certain cosmetics that may help cover up the white patches. The main goal of the treatment is to improve the appearance of the skin. The resources for teachers. Teachers should be aware that children who have this disease may show signs of depression, in which they may need to find and suggest counseling for the child, as well as support groups. Teachers also need to look to see if the child is having trouble with peers as well, and they may need to interact with the children to make sure that there is no bullying going on. A teacher needs to know where a child can get plugged in and talk to others who are dealing with the same things that they are going through as well. Then on the National Vitiligo Foundation, Inc. website, there is a section that includes a handbook for schools. This handout gives teacher information about how to handle situations that include a child who has vitiligo being called names. Some suggestions include creating a classroom environment that will not tolerate abuse and insults to other children, and then at the same time they need to present the child with new challenges and interests. The children should also be informed about what vitiligo is and that it's not contagious and they cannot get vitiligo from that person. The teacher also needs to praise the child's strong points. And also, teachers should intervene in situations which are painful to the child. They also can act as partners with parents to let them know about concealment strategies and that they can get treatment by a dermatologist. There are a few places that you can go to find more information. One is the National Institute of Arthritis and Musculoskeletal and Skin Diseases Information Clearinghouse, National Institutes of Health, which is www.niams.nig.gov. There are also a few other websites, including the American Academy of Dermatology, which is www.aad.org, and the National Vitiligo Foundation, which is www.nvfi.org.